Hi guys, my name is Naushad and welcome to the Learn MVC. So in this video, we have seen how to use the form authentications and how to do a custom authentication also in the ASP.NET MVC. So we are not going to the theoretical part. I'm just directly going to the practical, so it's very easy to understand. Just click on new projects here and select ASP.NET Web application, and my application name is form authentications example. Form authentication example. It's okay. Now click on OK. Select the MVC template, change authentication. Now I'm selecting here no authentication because I don't need any auto generate code, right? So we are doing the code from the scratch, so it's very easy to understand. Okay. Now I'm connecting the table, my database here, add connection. .SQL Express, SQL Server authentications, username and password, and my database name is MVC test. That's it. Test connection success. Just click on OK. Now look at here in the left side. Just click on the database, go to the table, and I have already tabled user. You can see here table user, right? If you want to show in SQL Server, I'm just showing. You can see MVC test. I have a table TBL user. I'm just open the table. You can see I have a user ID, username, password, and is active. My username is Naushad, and password is Naushad@123. If you want to see a design part, you can see here. User ID is integer, username is varchar, password is nvarchar, and is active is a bit. Okay. Now I'm just going to the Visual Studio, and here I'm just right click on the projects, and I need to use some packages here. So I'm just going to the manage nugget package. For the database connectivity, I'm using entity framework. For the designing purpose, I'm using a jQuery and Bootstrap. So before I'm going to the nugget package, first I'll do one thing. I just delete my auto generate code here. Just delete the controller. Just go to the view also. Delete home, shade, and view starts folder. Just right click and delete. Okay. Now I'm going to the add manage nugget package. Sorry. Now you can see here I'm installing the entity framework. Okay, it's done. Now I'm just going to close, and you can see in the content, if you want to delete this one, you can delete also. So I'll do from the scratch also, so it's very easy to understand. Just delete this is also. Just go to the scripts, select all scripts, and just delete. Okay, that's done. Now I'm right click on my projects, go to the manage nugget package, and I want to install a Bootstrap CSS. You can see here, just install. I need also jQuery, just install. Okay, it's done. Now close. Now you can see here in the script folder there's a Bootstrap and jQuery library is there, and in the content folder there is a CSS file is there. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to the model. Just right click on the model, just click on add the class, and I need to display a detail of the employee. For that I'm creating an employee model here, the employee model. Okay, for that you can create the property here. So I have already code, I just copy paste the code. You can see here in the TBL employee ID, employee name, employee address, and employee salary. So for that I can create a 4 property here. That's it. Just save. Right click again on the model folder. You can add another class for the users. So I can add the class name is user. Click on add. Okay, now you can see here user ID, username, password and is active, right? This is my for column. So I need to create a for property for that column. You can see user ID, username and password and is active for the users. Okay, now I'm just save, cancel, cancel. Now I'm again right click on the project, just click on add and enter the new folder here for the entity framework, right? Right click on the entity framework folder, just click on add class, and my class name is that. That's it. Okay, now inherit this class with the DB context because I need to use the entity framework, and for that you need to be the add a reference of using system.data.entity. Okay, this is done. Now I'm just going to the web configuration file and I need to add a connection strings here. So connection strings dot add and name. You can see here my class name is Dal, right? So I can just copy that name and paste in the name. That's it. Provider name. The provider name is same it is which is you are using in a ASP.NET web form, right? System.data.sql client and the connection strings. So just go to the my database and just right click on the property and just go to the copy the connection strings and paste it. That's it. Okay, I think some issue is there. I just need to close. Okay, that's it. Save and just close, and here you can see I'm creating about 2 DB sets here, public DB set for the collections of the employee, and this is the employees. You can use the get set property. Okay, if you want to use a model, so you need to be add a reference here. Project name from authentication example dot models. That's it. Now one more here, DB set user and users. That's it. After that I need to the map my entity to a table. So for that I have a very good method here, protected override void on model, and inside the model function you can see here I am using model builder objects here, model builder and entity, and pass the entity employee. This is my model class, right? So for that I need to the map the table, and you can pass the table name here. You can see here my table name is, it's okay. Oops, maybe some issues there. Okay, you can see here my table name is TBL employee, right? So I need to add a name here, TBL employee, and for that I need to create one key for the entity. The same way the employee hash key, and you can pass your key name x equal to x. So I'm using a lambda expression x dot employee ID. So employee ID is my primary key, right? The same way I'm using entity users for the TBL users table. So user dot to table, you can pass the table name here. So my table name is TBL users, right? And you can create one key for the users table also. So user hash key, that's it. Use the lambda expression here and mention the key. So my key is user ID. That's it. This is done. Now I'm just going to close this class. Now again I'm coming on the controller folder and just right click on the controller folder and add controller, and we see file controller. The name of the controller is the employee controller, and don't ever try to remove the controller keyword, right? Okay. This is done. This is my index view. I'm just right click on the index view and add a view. My view name is index, and this is a strongly type of view. So for that, okay, leave it, just cancel. And I'm just going to add a view model folder here. View model. If you are new to view model, so my suggestion is just go to my previous video and first learn what is view model and why required to use a view model. After that you can continue with this video. Just right click on the view model, add class, and this is the employee class. Employee class, employee model. Add. In this employee model, I am creating a list of employee. So suppose I need to use a employee, that I need to be add a reference of the models namespace, right? So list of employee, this is the name of property, list of employee. You can pass as a get set here, get set, and also you can make this property as a public, right? That's it. Now I'm just going to close. Now I'm right click on the index folder, add view, and this is strongly type of view, so I'm using empty, and I need to select a model class as a employee model. That's it, right? I don't need to use a layout page, just click on that. This is done. Now I'm just going to the employee controller again, and here you can see I'm just creating the object of the employee model, and for that you can add a reference using form authentication dot view model, right? So I'm creating object model, and also I need to create object of the dial here also, dial, new dial. That's it, and add a reference for the dial entity framework folder. Okay, that's it. Now underscore o employee model dot list of employee is equal to underscore o my del object dot employees dot to list. I'm fetching a list of my employees. That's it. And you can pass employee models object in a parameter of view, because this is strongly type of view, right? Okay, that's it. Now I'm just going to the index.cshtml file, and maybe I have already code for the designing, so that I'm just copy paste the code. So first of all, I can add here one library for the bootstrap library. So you can just go to the content.css and you can add a bootstrap css also here. So I'm just creating a bootstrap css, and the bootstrap dot, I'm not using a map also, I'm using bootstrap. Okay, this is done. For that I need to use a JavaScript library also, so I'm just going to my scripts folder, and I'm using a jQuery library, and also bootstrap JavaScript library. Okay, just save. After that I'm just copy paste my code here. Now you can see here I have taken a div here, div style margin 20 pixels. Inside this div I'm creating one panel as a primary. This is a class, the bootstrap classes, right, for the designing. Inside that panel I'm creating one heading. My heading is employee details. After that I'm creating a panel of body, and inside the body panel I have one table, and this part I'm just cut paste, so I'll explain you again. Inside the T head I'm creating a heading label. Here you can see I have a 3 heading: employee name, employee address, and employee salary, right? I'm close the heading here. You can see here I'm open the table body, and I need to display my all employees details here, right? So for that I'm using here one also things at the rate using the form authentications and models. I'm so sorry. Form authentication examples dot models. Remove the semicolon. You can come back on the T body. Now here I'm creating a for each condition, and this is the employee collection in the list of employee property, the item in the model dot call the list of employee here. That's it, right? Table row inside the table data at the rate item dot employee name. The again table data item dot employee address. The again one table data item dot employee salary. That's it. Now you can save. Now it's done. You can see here. This is done. Now I build my projects. Oh, that's it. Now after the build the project, I'm just going to run my application. Now you can see what is the exactly output is there. Now you can see here you are able to show the employee details here, right? Okay, now we are going to the main point, how to use the form authentication. So for this view I need to make a secure this view, right? So for that I need to use the form authentications here. Okay, now I'm just going to close these applications, stop this my projects. Okay, now I'm just going to the controller here and add one controller. The name of controller is authentications. MVC file controller empty. Sorry. Just click on add. Okay. Now I'm just remove this my action. I don't need this name. Okay. Now I'm creating one again action here. Action result. The name of action result is login. And for that I'm creating a view. I'm just right click on my action name, click on add view, and my view name is login. I don't need to use all things, just click on add. Okay, that's it. And I have already code for the login. Before I'm using login code, I need to add some references for the JavaScript and Bootstrap. So I just copy paste my library here and just paste here in the login.css file. That's it. Okay. Now I copy paste the code, designing code. Now you can see here in my designing code I have created one div. The width is 100%. Inside that div I am creating one panel again. Inside the div I am creating a heading, close heading, creating a body. Inside the body I am creating a form. The form ID is frm login, method is post, and I just remove the action here and we'll do again. Okay, action is blank. Okay, and the username, you can see here the username is txt username, password is txt password. You can see here input type text txt username, this is the name of my control, and the other is password, and the control name is txt password. And the one another button is downside. You can see here the name of the button is bd and submit, and the value of button is login. Just save. After that I'm going to my authentication controller and I'm returning a view here, return a view, and I don't need to pass a name of the view here because the action name and the view name is same, right? I'm run again my program and see how is it looking the login form in the browser. I'm just calling authentication. After that login. Sorry, I'm using a login. Now you can see here this is my login form, right? For the designing I am using a Bootstrap. Username, password and login button is there. When I click on login button, that time I need to call other actions here. So for that I'm just going to the my authentication controller, and here I'm creating a new actions results do login. That's it, right? And here I'm creating a two parameters, string, and the name of parameter is txt username, and the other one is string, and the second parameter name is txt password. You can see here I am passing a parameter name is same name of control, because I need to do a auto binding, auto model binding, right? Okay. After that I am creating a del object here, and employee object also here, employee. That's it. And for that I am add a reference for the del entity framework namespace, and for employee I am using a model reference. So just okay. After that I need to pass a query here, so I'm just creating one query, the link queue query. Okay, so underscore o employee is equal to from in underscore o dal dot users dot to list where frm dot username is equal to txt username and frm dot password is equal to txt password, right? And frm dot is active true. That's it. Select frm dot send. Now you can see here I'm creating one query, link queue query. I just make a break line properly so it's very easy to understand. Here is error. Maybe what is the error? I need to check. I enable user if there is a no activity, no element in a sequence. So I'm just remove this one. From frm in underscore to list password execute. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm using the employee objects here, but I don't need to use this one. I'm using the user objects also here. So just remove the employee objects and create a user objects. I'm so sorry for that. Just copy that one and paste here. That's it. And you can pass here as a single. Okay, that's it. And if my object is not null, not equal to null, then return a view, and not a return view actually, just return a redirect to action. I need to call the action in employee controller, and my action name is this is my action name. My action name is index and my controller name is employee. You can see here I need to call this action. I need to display the employee details after the authentication is done, right? Okay. And else if authentication is false, is going to be wrong, that time I need to return a view, again login, right? So just copy login name, sorry, view name and action name is same for the login, right? So I just return a view login. That's it. Okay, this is done. But you can see here, I just run the application and I'll show you. Just call the authentications and login. So now I am able to view the login form, and again I am opening index of employee controller. You can see here. And also I am able to access these actions, but without login I don't need to access this one, and I need to make this action as a secure. Without a login you are not able to, without a login no one are able to access these actions. So for that I'm just stop the application, and here I'm just going to the web config file sorry, and inside the system.web I'm using a form, I'm using authentications, and I'm using a mode form, right? I'm just close the authentication, and here forms, and I'm using here, login URL, and I'm passing the login URL is authentications. This is my controller name, and action name is login. If you want to put a timeout, you can put a timeout. I'm putting a milliseconds of 2880. That's it. I'm just going to save, just close. After that I'm using the authorize attribute here in the employee controller. Which controller? Employee controller. Authorize. I'm using the authorize, and also I decorate my action index action with the authorize attribute also. Authorize. That's it. Just save, and I don't need to authorize my authentication controller because the login form is there, right? So that's it. And the other things I'm just going to do login, and when the login is done, means the username and password is successfully right, that time I need to create here one cookies, the form authentication, and for that I need to use library, the name of system.web.security, set authentication cookie, and pass the username here. So my username is underscore or user.username. That's it, guys. Now all thing is done. Now I'm just going to the employee controller. Okay, all thing is done. Now I'm just going to run. Oops, some issues there. There is a problem. Okay, the problem is no order method set authentication key task 1 arguments. Okay, I need to pass a persist cookies here, so I can here false. Just run. I'll explain later what is the form authentications. Okay, and now I'm trying to access employee.index. You can see here I'm trying to access employee.index. Now you can see they will redirect the URL to the login actions, and I'm going to through login. I'm just passing a username and password here, and just click on login. password is wrong. Rashad at the 123. Oops, some issues there. So we'll check where is the issue. So I will put the breakpoint here and just click again. Oh, stop the application and run the application also again. Now we are going to the again employee.index here. They will redirect to the login URL. Okay, the username and password, that is done. Just login, but I'm not able to use a breakpoint. So for that, because you can see here in the login.cshtml form, this is form, right? In the action, I'm not calling any action here, so I need to call action authentications, and the action name is do login, because my logic is there. So I'm just going to the authentication controller here, and you can see here my action name is do login, right? So I can pass here do login. That's it. Just stop the application and okay. Again I'll show you employee.index. They redirect to the URL of login. Just login. Now you can see they will hit on the breakpoint. Now do the step over here. They will fetch the data. If username and password is correct, so they will fetch the data. Okay, so you can check my object here. Okay, data is there, means username and password is right. Okay, they will set the cookies and they will redirect to the employee index and continue. So you can see here you are able to access the action employee controller employee and the action name is index, right? Okay, so now you can see I'll show you where is the cookie set. So I'm just going to the setting. In the setting I'm going to show advanced setting, and inside the advanced setting I'm just going to the where the option is there. I'm just going to the content setting here, and you can see here all cookies and site data. I'm just click on all cookies and I'm searching my site name, because our application is running on localhost, right? So for that I'm searching on localhost. You can see here this is our A space authentication, right? The authentication is there. Suppose I'm deleted this authentication, remove all show. That's it. Just close. Now finish, and I'm refreshing the page. You can see they will redirect to the URL of login because I deleted my cookies. Suppose you want to log in again, you can log in. That's it, right? So it's very easy to use authentication. If you want to use a logout, so for that I'm just going to my employee index.cshtml page, and here I'm using one button A as reference, and here I'm using hash, not hash actually. I'm just going to the authentication control here, and I'm creating only action, public action result. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here and out. Inside the action, I'm just using a form authentication also. Forms authentication dot sign out. I'm using sign out functions. After that, I'm returning a view. So sorry. The view name is Logout. That's it. So I'm just going to the index.cshtml file, and here I'm calling a authentication controller name, authentication, and the action name is logout. You can cross check here. Name is logout, right? I'm just calling logout. Oh, logout. Okay, you can see here. Close. The name is logout. That's it. So just run the application. Now they will redirect to the login URL. Okay, my cookie is available, that's why they are not redirected to the login URL. So I'm just click on logout. Okay, they will redirect to the login form. Now I'm trying to access employee index here. So you can see they will return redirect to the URL of employee.index. Now just log in. Oh, the breakpoint is there. Just continue. Okay, just log out. So you can see how it's easy to use a form authentication in ASP.NET MVC, and it's very easy to use a form authentication in ASP.NET MVC. And now our application is very secure to using form authentication in ASP.NET MVC. I hope you are enjoying with this video. If you have any query, please send me the mail on my email ID. If you want to chat with me on Skype, my Skype ID is available on my channel, so you can chat with me. I hope you are enjoying with this video. If you like my video, if you are enjoying with my video, so please do not forget to subscribe my channel, and also do not forget to share my video. Thank you very much for watching this video.